Hi gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ara and I made a rather large Sephora order. The new Isamaya Beauty Core Collection launched at Sephora. I am beyond excited because I love Isamaya. I think she's a very talented makeup artist. I love her aesthetic and I think everything that she has done so far, the eyeshadow palettes, the lip, they've all been magnificent. Well, minus one lip creation, but not really for the formula. Different reasons. I purposefully did not watch anyone else's videos on these things. I did not want to be influenced by anyone's positive reviews or negative reviews because I love Isamaya. I think she's so talented. And I went into this a little worried, but also extremely hopeful, extremely excited. So for that reason, this entire video is only my first impressions. If today's video makes you excited in any way or is entertaining, don't forget to give this video a like, if I could get that out there, and subscribe for more content if you are not already. So I have the entire, well, almost entire, most of the new Isamaya Core Collection here. It's beautiful. Packaging is incredible. I thought these were gonna be a lot lighter. I thought they'd feel a lot cheaper. The packaging I thought would be similar to the Isamaya's eyeshadow palettes, which if you have these, you may have heard me complain in one of my older videos. The packaging feels cheap. That's what I was afraid of when it came to this Core Collection here. It's not. It feels incredible. They feel weighty. They feel luxurious. They feel futuristic, just like her industrial lineup. My eyes are done. For the most part, I'm not sure. I know Isamaya likes to do looks that don't require a heavy base. She likes more neutral, like just natural looking bases, more glowy. She likes to look like you're just dewy, fresh. Me, on the other hand, I do not have redness. I have some texture. I have a little bit of acne popping up. I wear a mask a lot for work, so my face doesn't like that. And my husband got a new job and he was super excited, so he did not mean to do this because he did not mean to. He was just really excited and we were playing, got a little out of hand, and I have a friend, so he apologized over and over. It was not intentional. So I'm going to test out the new color corrector. I got mine in the shade F102 Lilac. So it says that the green one in the description neutralizes redness. Yeah, that would help a lot with this. However, when I did buy this, the lilac was described as more of a brightening color corrector, so that's why I purchased the lilac as opposed to the green. Yeah, I can get a little bit red in my cheeks when I'm touching my face a lot. I really wanted to try out the brightening characteristics described for the lilac. I may not even like it. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna test it out over my breakouts here, over my unfortunate hickey at the age of 40, and see how good this can color correct. It does come with a little replaceable cap here, so when you pop off, oh goodness, that kind of took the whole chunk with it there. Oh my gosh. When you pop this part off, you're supposed to be able to put this cap over the top of it. It took me a minute to finagle this. I got it on there. I think you're supposed to just take off the stopper as well. I did do that and made a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna try to pick it up on this, or the leftover product inside the stopper, on this angled Sigma brush. This is a P84. See what I can do here. Wish me luck. It looked so bad. I was really disappointed when I looked in the mirror. I could not believe it. Let me see if I can pick up just a little bit more. So I guess you pull that off and you hang on to the little black piece. Or metal piece rather. Let me see. How do you get this out? This just keeps getting worse. Do you squeeze it out? Yes. Okay. Let's do a little swatchy swatch here. Lilac. This is actually a very interesting component and color corrector. I'm sure it's the exact same if you use one that's inside of a a bottle with some sort of applicator, but I like that I can control how much I'm getting, and I'm just intrigued by it. I don't color correct my entire face, so I think this would be good for somebody who tends to color correct their entire face. Although I don't think it's meant for spot concealing. Well, I'll just give it a little go. I forgot to put on the primer. I was so excited to try this color corrector. I'm gonna have to just work this in just a little bit and give that a go. I don't know what I'm doing. This is such an embarrassing little learning curve for me, but I do want to point out this is made in Italy. It is vegan and cruelty free. It also has a shelf life somewhere listed on here, I hope, of 12 months. I don't like having a lot of primers. I've got a few, but my tried and true are basically the Tatcha Liquid Silk. This one is the Microbial Gel. I love the packaging to this. It's just, I don't know, it's plain, but it's also really kind of cool. So it's got 1.75 ounces, 50 mLs of product, also vegan and cruelty free, made in Italy. This one is a 6-month shelf life. All prices I'll have listed on the screen, but I do wish it were a little bit better than that. This is supposed to be a very luminous primer. From the video that I watched that Isamaya uploaded, she uses this one first, and then there is another one. Even though it's listed on Sephora as a primer, she used it more as a liquid highlight as opposed to a base. I think, hopefully it's gonna work like the Tatcha Liquid Silk. I think this one would actually be amazing with some sort of skin tint. Oh no, it's got another little thing on it. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take this part off because it doesn't have like a pull tab to it. Oh my gosh. It's already too complicated for me. I'm gonna take my tweezers here. Maybe this will work. I wish it had like some sort of pull tab to it or something to poke it with because that was a pain. Let's see if I can get some out. That's a lot of air in the container though. I just squeezed out so much of the air. All right, well, let's give that a go. I'm gonna go ahead and just use my fingers to rub it in. See how that works. It feels really silky on my skin. The true test is gonna be these nosy wrinkles that I have up here, my frown lines. If it can knock my Tatcha Liquid Silk off of its royal pedestal, I'll be impressed. On first impressions, it feels like it's got a little bit of a cooling sensation to it. It doesn't look overly dewy. I know she describes it as a luminous, dewy type of primer. It doesn't look that way. Maybe I just didn't use enough. Maybe she uses more than me, but it looks okay. Let's try using this one more time right around my T-zone where some of my trouble spots are. And this time I'm just going to use a brush to gently brush it all around my T-zone and my cheeks. There is no foundation in this lineup. I do foresee that coming. I'm going to do the concealer pen. This one is in the shade, well, the lightest shade, Fair. It doesn't say the actual shade on it. This has a 6-month shelf life. Oh, 6-month shelf life. You're getting 3.7 mLs of product. Holy crap, that is hardly anything. 3.7 mLs of product and made in Italy, vegan and cruelty free. I adore the component to this. I think it's really interesting, very cute. I'm sure I won't know how to use it. This is lovely. You can see the shade kind of peeking through here. It's a little bit weighty. I love that. It feels luxurious. I like the applicator here. It's got a pointed plastic tip that the product comes out of. I'm assuming you push on it. We'll see. Let me see if I can figure this out. How do you use this? I wish this came with instructions because it doesn't tell me anything. We're gonna learn together. It's gonna be an interesting learning experience. Do you twist it? Okay, yes. Twist it. And then it sounds very wet. Okay, shade Fair. I would say it's just a hair too deep for me, at least when it comes to concealing for under my under eyes. However, it might work okay. Oh, that is so much. Might work okay for my spots here. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that little friend down there. I'm gonna have to work this out. I don't think I have a concealer with this type of applicator to it, so that's cool. You can kind of see here, despite this stinking hickey, you can kind of see that it's too deep for my skin tone. So if you are fair like myself, or even fairer, because there are plenty of us out there, this will be too deep if you are wanting it to work for your under eyes. I'm going to use the technique that Savannah Silver uses, and I'm going to use a dry poof here and just kind of pat it in. It's not working. It's not working. Oh my gosh. It looks so bad. I'm trying to use some new techniques for applying my makeup just for fun and to see if I can make my base look a little bit more flawless, a little bit more put together. I like using techniques that I've learned from Savannah Silver. One, she is drop dead gorgeous. Two, she is always mixing it up to stay motivated and to stay inspired. And I think that's fun. I tend to get set in my ways a little bit and a little bit boring. And I don't want to be boring when I'm doing my makeup. That is a very luminous, beautiful shade. I think it's working for me okay. It's beautiful. I don't know if it's just the puff that I'm kind of experimenting with, pushing it into the skin a little bit better, or if it really just is the formula of this concealer. I squeezed out so much I think I could probably use it in my entire face. It's a very light coverage. I can't recall in her video if she described it as light medium or just light. Watching her videos, watching the announcement of this lineup, the way she likes to do her makeup and her base, it wasn't going to be a full coverage concealer. She might come out with that later on though. The redness on my cheeks, it's hot in here. I've been cleaning, so it didn't neutralize the redness on my cheeks. The luminous base and the lilac color corrector, well, I guess if I'd use green, it might have. I'm really skeptical on the color correctors though, so maybe it wouldn't have. Oh, I should have locked that. Makeup products should be easy to figure out, easy to use. It's the only downside to this so far. It's not that it's not easy, it just didn't click right away when I opened it, and I feel like for a lot of people, that's what you'd like. For a concealer, it's very pretty. Oh my gosh. When I don't have this whole mess going on, for a concealer, this would be beautiful with a skin tint. It looks so good. I'm gonna go ahead and do something about this situationship on my neck though. I went ahead and used my Chanel #1. This is my all-time hands down favorite foundation. I don't have the skin right now to get away with a light base. My forehead's looking pretty darn good over that base that I put down. Sorry, primer that I put down. I really can't complain too much. It does look really nice. In the viewfinder, it looks pretty flawless. In my adorable little mirror that my older sister got me, because she is stationed out in the Pacific, beautiful. This thing is so pretty. I'm going to move along to the contour stick. I have mine in the shade Willow. It is the lightest shade. It's supposed to be a neutral undertone. This one is a 18-month shelf life. That is much better. Vegan and cruelty free. Also made in Italy, and I'm pretty sure they all are. The packaging on this one's a little bit smaller. So the concealer is a little bit larger. This one's a little bit lighter weight. The mascara is even larger. I wish the contour stick were a little bit larger. 1.1 gram of product in here. I do wish you got a little bit more. I think this shade, by the way, will be really, really good for a lot of people. So this is the contour shade. I think if you're a little bit deeper than myself though, you're gonna end up needing a deeper shade because it's probably going to be too light. It's, ooh, really emollient. Oh, okay. Let's do a little contour of this giant nose here. I should probably do a little bit at a time because I don't know if it's going to dry down quickly or not. This is a twist top, so that's really nice. You can't see the shade on the outside through the packaging like you could the concealer. Let's give this a whirl and see how it works for me. I'm going to use a Sephora brush. This is a number 56. It's actually a really good brush for contour. Blends out really quickly. It is a very nice formula. Okay, I gotta admit, a few of these are really, really nice. I'm still on the fence about the color corrector, but the concealer and this contour pen, I like the formula. That's pretty. First impressions, really nice. And like I said, for no makeup makeup, this would be fantastic. Still a little bit of work on this nose here. I normally use my the contour palette from Kaleidos. Well, I don't typically use a cream unless it's the Victoria Beckham pen. That one is far more expensive, and I think you still get less product in that. I'm gonna have to double check, but this one is not a lot of product for the price I paid. And all the prices, like I mentioned, are on the screen. I feel like the formula in this one, though, if I recall, compared to the Victoria Beckham, is a lot nicer. Whew, that was easy. Now let's get this big old noggin. X marks the spot. I don't know why I did that, but it's funny. I like it. Let's put a little bit. Boop. Ooh, it just blends out so easy. Wow, for a stick contour, this one is knocking my socks off too, and this is a much smaller package. Quite a bit lighter, and that is going to be so much easier to travel with. If you travel, dang, some of these are super nice for traveling. Even on me, that contour stick blended out so light, you can't really see too much. I would have to build up a bronzer, but it's so pretty. I hate saying this, but I think I need a deeper shade. I think Willow is probably a little too light even for myself. So I'm gonna pick up the rest of it on the back of my hand here and see if I can deepen it up. But otherwise, wow, beautiful formula. And now for my favorite face category, blush. This is a blush and highlighter duo. I picked up 2 shades. I believe they're sold out right now. If they're not, I'll put it down in the description box. But man, these 2 sold out quick. The shade range is incredible. So while there aren't a whole lot of shades outside of these 2 that I think will work well for fair skin, there are some great ones that according to the website on Sephora that I looked, and IsamayaBeauty.com, and from her video, the other ones look, they will be great for deeper skin tones. The packaging, they are weighty. I am so happy about that. When I watched her videos, I thought they were going to be really cheap and lightweight. Let me show you a comparison. So I have here the Industrial 2.0. The eyeshadow palettes are gone. They are sold out. I don't know if she will be restocking these or if she's going to go in an entirely different direction. I could see her going an entirely different direction. So this has a magnetic weight to it. Weight-wise, they're very similar. Do I feel like this is luxury packaging? No, not at all. But for a blush, yes, I feel like this is luxury packaging. It's reflective. You're gonna get fingerprints all over it, but man, it is a good size blush. It's the size of your hand, well, rather my palm. So each blush is 18 months shelf life, vegan and cruelty free. I believe this one is also made in Italy. Yes, made in Italy. These are each 5.8 grams of product, 0.18 ounces. You have a highlighter and a blush in one. This is the shade Fig. It's so beautiful. So this, I think, is just a lovely cool toned blush and highlighter. It's got more of a transparent base. I haven't even touched them. This, I think, is going to be great for fair skin and go with a lot of looks. And this one is Pout. Oh, and they are magnetic. Did I mention that part? These are magnetic. While I don't need magnetic closure, I feel like rare precious earth metals. It's a beautiful touch. This is so beautiful, more neutral. And the highlight, I feel like for Pout is a little bit lighter. Highlight side by side. I think Pout has a lighter highlight. Oh man, the texture, these are not a typical cream highlighter. You are not going to be able to see a difference at all on my wrist. They are too close when swatched out, but wow, they're very balmy. I don't think you're gonna see a difference on the cheek. So this is the highlighter for Pout and this is the highlighter for Fig. So if you wanted Fig and you were afraid that the highlight would be too deep, I don't see that happening. It's so balmy. It feels like it's gonna get sticky on my cheek. I'm gonna just leave it here on my wrist to see if it dries down. And I don't know how well this will play over powder. I did not powder my under eyes yet because I knew I was gonna be playing with cream products, but they're pretty. And now let's do the cream blushes here. Oh, those are balmy too. They don't feel as balmy as the highlighter though. They feel quite a bit more liquid on my finger. This one's Pout. And this one is Fig. Yeah, the texture of the blush and the highlighter is very different. Oh, those are still pretty close too. All right, let me try and swatch this bad boy. This one is Pout. It reminds me of the new Natasha Denona Muted Mauve blush, or at least the shade. Oh, that's lovely. This actually feels like it's got more of a dry down to it. This feels so much nicer than the highlighter. I wonder why she didn't do the formula for the highlighter the same as the blush. It could just be because you wouldn't get the same pigment or the way that it would blend out. I don't know, but the blushes those are unique. So what I'll do is I'll put Fig on one side and Pout on the other side. Let me see if I can clean this brush off though. I don't know how I'm gonna do the highlight. I am really nervous about the highlight. So let's do Pout. We're gonna put this on my left cheek. This is a Danessa Myricks My Kit Co. My 8 brush. Please don't mess this up. Oh my gosh, because my base looks so good. We'll just gently tap. It's so pretty. I prefer powder blushes followed by liquid before cream, but this formula feels incredible. This formula feels softer on my finger than the Natasha Denona High Blush. Holy crap, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, let's see if I can build this up. I could use the mirror that came with it, but I'm gonna use my little compact here from my sister because I love her and it was a very sweet, thoughtful gift. It's not breaking down my foundation. It's so beautiful. And I can build it up to look more opaque. So when I sheared it on my wrist here, I think you can leave it a light opacity, make it more sheer, but it's building up in opacity. And I think that is noteworthy that you can build up. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, it's got a beautiful luminosity to it. It looks dewy, but healthy, and it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel sticky on my cheek, and that is one of my pet peeves. Okay, this is the one I've been waiting for. This one is Fig. I'm just gonna really kind of pack that on there. That undertone is so beautiful. If you are a cool undertone, fair, light skin tone, I'm not sure on deeper skin, you're gonna have to let me know if you have deeper skin tone and you picked up Fig. But wow, the undertone on this one is incredible. Very flattering. This is the first layer without building it up. It's so healthy and juicy looking. Oh, I love it. I gotta build it up though because I am obsessed with the shade. But also I really want you to see the difference in the shades on each cheek. What do we think? I think they both look incredible. They both look sensational. The formula feels so good. I'm not huge on cream products. The formulas, they are incredible. I am so happy I went with both. I was just gonna go ahead and pick up Fig, but I wanted Pout too, and I was like, maybe I won't. Maybe it's a cream blush. I'm not big on cream blushes. Dang, they're both unique. So you can see a difference on both cheek, albeit a slight difference. I've gone ahead and cleaned off my brush. I'm gonna use the same one. I can tell by the way the brush feels in the highlighter. I'm gonna pick up the highlight. I am so scared this is gonna ruin my face. Okay, let's try it. This one's going on the left cheek. The blush has such a beautiful luminous finish anyway. I don't feel like I need a highlight. It's very dewy. I'm not sure how well you can see it on camera. It's not picking up the blush underneath it, which is good. If you love a dewy finish, this is perfect. I just feel like it's gonna be one of those products that my hair gets sticky or stuck in. I'll give it a little time to dry down. It feels tacky on my wrist. I don't think I'm gonna like that very much. Okay, this one for Fig. I like it even without this, but let's see. It looks so juicy though. And I think that's totally Isamaya's vibe, to have that juicy, fresh texture. I'm afraid of bringing it too close to my T-zone, but this is the highlight for Fig versus Pout. Cannot see a difference in the highlight. I can see a difference in the blushes, but they're stunning. Stunning. For lips, I bought 2 of the liners and 2 of the balms. Although the balms, I think, come in different textures, or rather not textures, but formulas. They're listed as balms, but some look a little more shimmery, some look a little more opaque. This one is the shade Crimson. It is vegan and cruelty-free, made in Italy, 3 grams of product. And the other shade I have here, oh, what is this shade? This one is the shade Vanity. It's a black balm, or at least it looks like a black balm, but it's a lot more translucent. This one is 3 grams of product, also vegan and cruelty-free, made in Italy, and they both have a shelf life of 18 months. I want to wear this one for today, mostly because of the eye look I've got going on, but also she has an incredible look on her website using this shade, and I kind of want to mimic that, or at least feel like that. And then for the 2 lip liners, these are actually smaller. So these I feel like would work great in your travel bag because they're not long and obnoxious like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. These have a 24-month shelf life, 0.04 ounces, 1.2 grams of product. So I got 2 shades. I got Tonka, which is described as more of a grayish neutral black undertone. Ooh, I don't have any shades like that. So I thought this one would actually be fantastic for looks that I have going on here and for that new MAC shade Cool Teddy. This one I'm going to butcher. This is a more pinky neutral shade. All light. Oh my God, I don't know how to say it. This one, oh wow. Okay. So we're going to leave these here for a liner smudge test. I like to do those with new lip liners just to see how they work. Okay, let's just swatch test these balms. It's supposed to have a pill capsule shaped container. They're on Isamaya Beauty's website. They were sold out when I went looking for them, so I was like, whatever. I'll go get mine from Sephora, but then Sephora doesn't have it. This one is the shade Vanity. And it has a black base to it, black transparent base. You can kind of see it there. It's really, really pretty. And then this one is the shade Crimson, which in her pictures looks far more opaque. Oh yeah, far more opaque. I love reds, so being more opaque and a little less translucent balmy makes me excited. And I have one more lip product that I need to use on top of it. Screw it. I always do something more pinky neutral or red. Let's get out of my comfort zone here and, oh, I've got something on my hand there. Get out of my comfort zone here and go for this imposing Tonka shade. Let me get this lip mask off. Okay, this is Tonka. And these are nude lip liners, and this is meant for someone with a deeper skin tone than myself. But I wanted it. The formula doesn't feel overly creamy, which is good because I like mine a little bit drier. This is the shade Tonka on fair skin tone. It's very intimidating. I'm going to take a brush and just kind of blend it out a bit because that balm is very translucent. Now let's take the shade Vanity and place that over top. I wish the shade was listed on the bottom because if you don't want to buy the little container, you don't know what shade you're pulling out until you open it. It feels comfortable. This is Vanity on top of that shade Tonka. It's unique and grungy. I don't like that it kind of sits in my lines. So if you have a lot of lip lines, you might just see a lot of this black shade in your lip lines. Now let's use the lip lac over the top of this. So I have mine in the shade Metal. This is 18 months shelf life. You're getting 0.07 fluid ounces, 2 mLs of product. I think this one was more of her popular shade and I like that you can see through there. Oh, I remember there were a couple other shades listed. One was already sold out. It looked like a more sparkly clear lip gloss. This is a very pretty clear, but has like black and silver and gray shimmers to it. This would look beautiful, I think, over this Vanity lip balm rather. So let's give this a go. I say that as I don't like glosses as much as lipstick, and here I am putting on a gloss. That has a minty scent to it. It smells like peppermint. It smells really nice. It's very shimmery. It's very sparkly. It's very pretty. It's lovely with this entire lip look. This is beautiful. For a lip gloss, I love the packaging already, but this is a beautiful one. Formula? The formula's comfortable. The lip liner's been on my hand for well over 5 minutes now, so let's see if we can just smudge it. Well, it's definitely not living up to my expectations. I don't like my lip liner smudging. When I set it down, I want it to set, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and finish up the eyes. I bought the mascara, which I definitely did not need, but I bought the mascara. It's only in one shade, Tar. You're getting 0.33 fluid ounces, which is 10 mLs. This one has a shelf life of 6 months, which is typical. Also made in Italy. Packaging on this one is heavy, but not too heavy. It's luxurious. It reminds me of the weight for the Queen Musea mascara, but that one was square and not very comfortable in my hands. The wand is why I bought this. It's teeny tiny, and I feel like with this wand, I'm gonna be able to get my baby lashes so well coated. I have been desperate to find a teeny tiny wand like this. If you are like myself and you have very tiny lashes, this is gonna be great. Well, let me rephrase. I don't know if it'll be great. I'm hoping, because Isamaya loves lashes. She has her own lash extensions with Lashify. So I have high hopes for this. The formula doesn't feel too slick. It feels really, really comfortable in my hands. I hate when wands are too big. It's a very long wand, but I don't mind the length of it. It's how fat they get. Sometimes they're just too fat and I get it all over my eyelid. The true test of a mascara on me is if it can hold my lashes up and if it flakes. One of the latest mascaras from Milk Cosmetics flaked so bad all day long. I could not wear it. It drove me crazy. I feel like it's separating my lashes really well and I'm getting in there. I don't feel like it's too heavy. I feel like it's lengthening. So it doesn't feel like a voluminous mascara. It feels like a lengthening mascara. This one's 2 coats, 1 coat. What do we think? It's really hard for me to tell on camera. I don't think it's giving me a lot of length and I don't think it's giving me a lot of volume, but I'm gonna wear falsies anyway. I typically always do. A couple hours has gone by. You may notice from the lighting in here that it's getting evening. There are a couple standout things in here. Throughout my video, I've already given you some details of some of the things that I've really enjoyed, but one of the standout products for me is the cheek products. I am incredibly surprised by them, or rather the blush at least. The primer, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that the forehead is my trouble. This is a pretty awesome primer. My forehead is looking really good. I know it's only been a couple hours, but it looks beautiful. My base still looks really luminous. My cheeks still look pretty dewy. It took a long time for it to mostly dry down. The highlighter, it's definitely still tacky. It's not a formula for a highlighter that I enjoy on a regular basis. I apologize for my child in the background. I will try to edit him out. If you're like me and you don't like a tacky highlighter, this is not gonna be a highlighter for you. You probably won't reach for it, but the blush in here, the blush I will reach for a lot. The blush is pretty bomb. I love it. The lip liners do not have the longevity. I did have to reapply this for this outro. The lip gloss has worn away. It doesn't have the longevity that I like. The concealer, first impressions, this thing is beautiful, but it's not going to give you the coverage that you're hoping for. The mascara is such a good wand for someone like me who likes a really thin wand, and I cannot wait to see how it lasts throughout the rest of the night. It hasn't flaked. It's been a couple hours. It has not flaked. So it's pretty, I'd say it's okay so far. The lip balms feel so comfortable. I've only reapplied it once and it feels really, really nice. I haven't tried the red one. I'm really hoping that that one looks just like the promo photos. It's so beautiful. But I had to break out of my comfort zone a little bit and try this out because the lip liner was too pretty not to buy. Overall though, for my first impressions, for the most part, I'm so happy so far. The contour stick is probably the only one that I'd say you can't really tell. I built it up. I did build it up. You could see it better on my forehead. You can't really see it in the hollows of my cheeks here. Maybe you can. It definitely is great for someone who is more fair than myself, but if you are my skin tone or even a little bit deeper, get a shade deeper. Overall though, I feel very beautiful. I feel very sexy. I cannot wait to see what other complexion products she comes out with, what powder products she comes out with in the future. And I really need her to restock the palettes, or if she's not going to, which I have a feeling she will not restock her palettes, I could see her going an entirely different direction and coming out with a new type of like aesthetic for her core collection that's in Sephora. Outside of that, this was so much fun. I have not done a full face of one brand in a long time. And I have to tell you, I'm really happy it was with the Isamaya one. When makeup is delightful and I'm excited and I'm happy playing with it, that's a good feeling for me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for spending your day with me. Do something for yourself today because you are worth it.